Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. It's Eli, the ultimate human, your anchor for the royal table. To my right, I have who?
Hey, it's your boy Rock from Rock Lifestyle. Of course, I'm here with the royal family, and we're gonna talk about some stuff today.
And then to my left, who do I have?
Sayara the Alchemist three times and Icon. Let's go,
Yes,
man.
yes, what a day. So today we'll be talking about a very, very important topic, right? Which is everyone knows how to train, but not everyone knows how to heal. And who started that conversation is Rock right here. Do you mind elaborating on that for us, please?
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like when I was going through my stuff, after being injured and everything, it was a very depressing state, man. It was hard, because like I said last time, man, I was a 295 PF tier. I was always training, I was always doing this, and when I got hurt, none of those methods worked because I was missing certain components that came into actually getting myself back to who I was. And one of the major things I think a lot of people skip on is mental stability. Because yeah, I know how to do it, but my mental was taking me back to, oh man, you supposed to be lifting this, you supposed to be lifting this, you supposed to be doing this, and it was killing me. And that's when I learned how to heal myself. And healing myself was actually getting into a place where I'm happy to train. I can't be punishing myself or trying to get back to this person I was. No, I have to get to the new person I'm trying to be. And it became a movement in myself because now I'm not scared anymore. I'm not trying, I'm not going to fail because I'm being better than what I am right now. And that became a big, big thing for me. So that's what kind of started it off.
Yeah, my thing with the topic of healing is that the process of healing is way too fragmented. Like you can go to a medical doctor and they'll do the checklist procedure and say your blood work, your physical, your this. You go to a therapist and they dig up things from your past and say, well, you have this trauma and you have this ailment and here's the diagnosis, and they'll diagnose you and slap a label on it. And then you have like fitness where people go and they think that if I eat all these healthy foods, these diet foods, and I go to the gym and I work out, then that's gonna equal healthy life. And these are all fragmented pieces of what seems to be a puzzle. And each one of those pieces is a crucial part in the healing process, but each one don't represent, to me, doesn't represent healing all on its own. And what I mean by that, the gym culture currently, I hear it all the time where the gym is my therapy, the gym is my safe space. The gym is not therapy. Therapy is therapy. The gym cannot diagnose if something's in your blood or you have allergies. You have to go to a medical profession for that. And if you have hormonal issues, you need to go to a medical profession for that. If you have certain fears and phobias, maybe you don't, you're apprehensive in being around people or certain types of people. Well, that's where therapy can help you identify what your fears and phobias are. I remember distinctly at a competition, there was a guy that he moved a certain way, and I was went to go approach him to just give him a polite word and a kind word, and he pulled away from me and real offensively, and gave me this this look. And right then and there, in my maturity, I knew I was like, something's wrong with this guy, and whatever he's processing ain't got nothing to do with me or with this thing. And even in the space of bodybuilding and competing, he's still not dealing with this issue. And matter of fact, for you to act like that in such a public forum means that you probably shouldn't even be here amongst people. So we see it in the gym all the time. Like people walk around with these faces and they're angry and They look great, but they're unhappy with themselves. So you can tell that this person needs more help than other than working out and immersing themselves in such fitness. So for what I've seen over the past few years, the healing process needs to happen on multiple different levels. I don't think you should or could omit any one of those steps, including having a coach and a guide that's already been through each one of those phases, went to the medical profession and say, well, what are you doing for yourself? Okay, bet. Let me take some of my healing as part of my own responsibility and actively do things to facilitate that healing as well, and not just rely on this one source. Take care of my mental and take as well as take care of my physical.
What and I agree with you, brother, on a lot of levels, because you're very complex.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You are we've been self-healing ourselves for a long time. Different, traumatic events and everything we've been through in life. But to say that the gym is it's part of therapy.
Yes.
So I want to say it's not all just going to the gym. You're absolutely right. But to say it's not therapy, I think it depends on the trainer. We're on the level of how people go to barbershops, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
people say, man, I go get my hair and I talk to my barber about everything and this and this and this. Well, I open up that realm when people come to train to me.
Yeah.
So when people come train with me, I said all work is not done in the gym. It doesn't mean you're not training. It doesn't mean that this gym time is not your time to actually still heal, but I open up an avenue. So I think that's the difference when it comes to it. If you go by yourself and you got nobody to talk to, you walk around with this mad face and you think you can get all your problems done by lifting the heaviest weight in there, you're wrong. You're wrong. It actually it's more releasing some of these things that you're bottled up in. Because that's what makes your cortisol level raise and makes you anxiety just go out of the roof. But if I got you to talk to, because I done worked out with you before.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's not we just lifting weights. We actually have a conversation going. You get to hear certain things that I probably wouldn't tell anybody. So I think it depends on the trainer how the gym is actually put out to you.
Yeah. And how many people actually have a trainer? Not many. I would roughly say about 98% of the people in the gym, maybe 99, don't have trainers. You could tell because we've seen them month after month, year after year, looking the same.
Yeah.
Zero progress. Zero progress.
Because nobody thinks that we're important. They don't understand the avenue of that, dude. Come on now.
But that's to my point where step one, step two, maybe step one, medical profession, step two, therapist, right? Mental profession, or flip-flop them, comes into play with this process before you run to the gym and think that the gym is going to solve all your problems. The reason why one of the reasons why you're not making any progress physically, because something is not firing correctly up top. The way you see yourself, the way they see themselves is not firing correctly. If they compare themselves to your average person, let's just use American, right? Average American is obese, borderline obese. So with the thin culture that we're a part of, we're in the 1%, and there's still people that look at themselves and trash themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't care how much you come to the gym and how many hours you come to the gym and you work out and you sweat and whatnot. Whatever, the way you see yourself and the way you think about yourself and the way you're talking about yourself is not going to change. And we've seen that year after year, just time after time. And they get to a point where they're stuck. I've even coached someone that eat all the healthy foods and follow, I'm a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a whatever, fill in the blank. And mentally, they were unstable, and they know that. So I'm like, it doesn't. The minute that food touches your palate and you are within your whole temple is unstable, that food ain't gonna. It's not gonna do nothing for you. It's not gonna change you.
Well, that's why I think that we hold a different responsibility as trainers.
Yes.
There's a lot of trash trainers out there, and it's not to be like just throwing shade because people don't do what I do.
Yes.
We all have different techniques, of how we train people. But I think it should be one thing that we actually hold as one as all trainers. Care about the people you're training.
Yes.
Correct.
So
I agree with that.
I'm gonna have to throw a flag on the play with. I don't believe that I believe that there are less trash trainers out there, and it's more so the people that they're training.
What do you think about that?
It doesn't take any person that decides that, first of all, if any person that decides that I want to be a trainer, inside of themselves, they're thinking, I want to be a part of the process to facilitate and help people improve and get better in their lives at a minimum. So just their intent on becoming a trainer is coming from a good space.
That's saying that all teachers are good.
The intent, I repeat again, the intent on wanting to be a part of the process,
Okay.
the intent on what is coming from a good space.
I get the intent.
The knowledge, the basic fundamental knowledge that all trainers possess, that we all possess, is it's standard across the board. Calories in, calories out, macros,
Right.
lift this, lift that. So the basic fundamental knowledge that they know that they would like to apply onto clients to help them improve their life, their physical, whatever that is, it's also solid. We all have to agree on that. Now, our degree of effectiveness goes now to your point, is to the degree of our care, right? How well do you care about your craft and the people that you're servicing? Because being a coach and a trainer is you're providing service. So now, the more you care, the greater you care, the more you're going to invest in your craft as well as the people. And to me, that's where the degree between, an average trainer to a great trainer. But the knowledge that they possess to apply to any individual, I believe, is standard. The issue that I've seen personally, majority of the responsibility falls on the client, because we've seen clients go from trainer to trainer, coach to coach, this person to that person, and then they leave to this person and they dog that one, and they leave to this person, they dog that one. And I'm like, you can get coached by me, by him, by her, by them. Guess what? Like, macros are macros, man. Training is training, man. And you're going to have to follow some program. And guess what? There's not going to be cheeseburgers in that program. There's not going to be pizza in that program. The things that you're hoping that you're going to have, well, this coach allows me to refeed on hamburgers. Well, maybe so, but at some point, those hamburgers gotta go. That pizza gotta go. Everybody knows that. The coach that's coaching you knows that. Now, the way they run their program might extend you over 6 months, where for me, I'm not giving you 6 months to get it together. You got 90 days. Let's go, right? So I think a lot more responsibility is on the athlete, the client themselves, because their expectation. They want to look like me in 90 days. It took me 90 days to look like that. They come in wanting to look like what they see on social media and what they see on the elites on stage. Like, I want to look like that. Well, sure. I'm not going to tell you that you can't. Now the work begins. But going back to what's going on up here, first of all, you come in. Why you want to look like anybody anyway? What's wrong with being you?
They don't like themselves.
Exactly. And that's where therapy is therapy. not the gym. Because you can change your body and you can put in all the work that you want. You're never gonna look like me. I'm never gonna look like him. And this person is never gonna look like whoever. And even if they get close to looking like that, they'll look in the mirror and realize, like, you know what? I truly don't wanna be like that.
Right, and that's part of the therapy method of it. You know what I mean? Like, I do interviews with all my clients
Yes.
before I get with anybody because I don't want you to think my best is your best.
Correct.
I want to know what your best is. What are you trying to reach to? What is your vision of this workout? And what are you trying to get out of it? And that's where it breaks down a lot of things instead of just getting the client, seeing their paperwork and being like, okay, I know what I need to do with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ask that. Even if I know you need to lose weight, I don't get on that. I want to know, what are you trying to get out of this? And I had some clients, honestly, just to be transparent, that comes to me and they just trying to get out of the house. It develops to something else. But essentially, they don't know what they want, you know? And I do have some clients that bring me magazines and take pictures of people and say, this is what I want to look like. Well, you need a plastic surgeon and, you know, you know what I mean? Like, you're not, that should not be your goal. And and that's why I use the teachers as something I wanted to make a viewpoint of. All teachers have a certain knowledge because they have the teacher's guides and they have a curriculum they have to follow.
Yeah.
How many teachers you remember when you were growing up?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Like, it's very few that really took the same exact knowledge, but it made it personal to you. It made it reflect who you were and how you were going to succeed in life. Nothing else, not about them. And I think that's where personal trainers are different. We once we take that time to find out what you want to do, and a lot of people come to you, and you, especially trying to get on stage. You know, I used to have that myself at one point. And I think I pivoted and put myself in a different point, not on purpose, but people come to me for something different now. They don't come to me to get on stage, really. And it's not like I can't put people on stage. I don't put many people on stage. It's just the point that I've developed this certain thing of, I just deliver a different package. But that's cool with me because now I know people like you guys, hey, if you really, really trying to get there in this amount of time, go to him. I'm not saying that I can't do it, but I know this is where it's at.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. That's why I like other trainers. That's why I like what I do and I can appreciate what I do because we have different levels of it. I see a lot of bad habits in the gym.
Yes.
How do you approach these people? Like, when you see somebody, like, it's hard for me sometimes because people take criticism or corrective criticism in different ways, right?
Yeah.
The only time I really involve myself is two things. One, if I see you looking very apprehensive about this machine or this weight or something like that, you know, I look at you and I'm like, let me stop my workout. Let me make sure this person's okay, stuff like that. And the next one is if you keep looking at me. If you keep looking at me, I think you kind of want me to engage.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Like, you know what I mean? 'Cause if we see it,
Yes.
is it our responsibility going like, hey man, maybe do it like this, maybe do it like this?
I used to, and now I don't. I don't engage anyone unless they ask a question, because the responsibility, the ownership, is on you. I walk around looking like this clearly because I know what I'm doing. It's no different than if you wanted financial advice. You would look for someone who clearly look like or can demonstrate that they understand finances. If you wanted your car, you would look for someone. Are you a certified mechanic? And yeah, I do this for a living. Bet, can you tell me? If you wanted legal advice, are you gonna go ask someone like, yeah, I was in law school, but I figured that wasn't for me. You gonna talk to that person, or you gonna talk to someone who passed the bar and is a certified lawyer? So the ownership is on that person to look and say, who in here looks like they know what they're doing and understands how these things work.
People are not that courageous.
And that's where something is wrong here. If you're hungry, you're telling me that and you want food, you're not gonna open your mouth. If you see someone that got food and you're hungry, you're not gonna say, "Hey man, I'm hungry. Can you share some of that? Can I get some?"
But that's
Like,
your assertiveness,
and-
and
and-
that's you. And not to take anything away from people. Should be a little more, self-aware. But
Yes.
I'm sorry, brother. You- that's you. You are
Understood.
very assertive. You know what you want, and you step on those grounds.
Yes.
Right. Regardless if you think it's going to be successful or not, you're going to take that chance. A lot of people are scared of that. So if we want to change and we want to do something, I think in some kind of shape and form, we kind of got to open up and let people.
What's driving the fear?
Your demeanor.
Where's the threat?
You look.
Okay,
People scared of how.
I'm not the only one in the gym that knows what they're
I
doing.
know, but I'm just saying, a lot of the people I train,
Yes.
they're scared to come to people like me.
What based on what? What's driving the fear?
The aesthetics, they look at me like, oh man, he ain't got time for me. He's working out, he's doing this thing. No, and it's nothing I'm doing. It's just their mental ideal of how they think they're going to get rejected or whatever and stuff like that. That is a true fear.
Which is something going on in that head already. I mean, I see where his point is,
Yes.
right? Because, I mean, for me, people find it easy to come to me, right? Because to answer your question, literally, I was helping this guy out. He came to me like, hey, can you spot me out? But I believe the reason why he came, I smile a lot in the gym, right? I'm very approachable. So, young dude, 14 years old or 15 years old, but I was trying to bench press 225. And I just had to insert myself like, hey, buddy, what are you trying to do right there, man? You're going to end up injuring yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, and that leads me to my question that I have for both of you, right? Because we're talking about learning how to heal right here, right? And it's about, again, the walk right here, right? And it seems like the gym culture really promotes suffering over healing. What do you guys think about that?
Yes, it does. That's what I was trying to get at, right? Okay. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You gotta go in the dungeon. You gotta grind.
Yeah.
You gotta lift all these heavy weights. Like following the Ronnie Coleman format. Look at Ronnie right now. All respects to what he's accomplished, but he tore his body apart.
Yeah.
Now, again, he completely accepts that, and he makes no complaints over that. But people are following that, and even people like Dorian Yates, torn biceps. His career didn't end because he just got tired of competing. His career ended because he got injured multiple times from training so heavy. And who are these people? Who is he following? Mike Menser, who died. You know what I mean? Yes, and the gym culture is promoting this. You gotta work hard, you gotta train, you gotta grind, and you gotta just tear your body apart, even on the natural side. And that's what frustrates me as a coach, as an athlete, as a trainer. It's like, why are you doing this to yourself?
Yes. Yeah.
What, like, for what? Now I get it. On the other side, there's big money at stake. Heck, at the Arnold Classic, what was it, 700,000?
Yeah.
Now, to me, that's equivalent to like a football player that puts their body in head-on collision for that. Like, that's what you choose. Respect to that, but you're not getting paid to destroy yourself. And if health is wealth, and this is a part of healing, then you should approach this thing smartly and safely.
Yeah.
Putting 400 pounds on your back, squatting just to say IPR. Who cares?
Yes.
That's supposed to be impressive.
Oh my God, dude, I hate that, dude. It's like it's your personal. So why are you telling everybody?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me, and I love that you said that. But I do think what people try to do or what they're trying to say in quotes is going to be difficult. So they put yourself in a grind, or you got to go beat yourself up. You got to go do this, and that makes people feel good. It's not a literal term. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not asking you to. I tell a lot of guys, you have nothing to prove, just improve.
Ooh, I like that.
That's my saying.
I
I
like
tell
that.
everybody all the time. So if you thinking I think you should lift a certain amount of weight, you're losing me. That's not what I'm asking you to do. I'm asking you to do it right. Each time, each time. So my trainings consists of a lot of different techniques once I know my person.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I know you're just trying to get to 10, no matter how you get to 10, that's wrong. I need to curve that. So I say little things like, hey man, if you do 100 push-ups wrong, how many push-ups did you do? They'd be like, well, at least 50. No, 0.
0.
Yeah.
You did 100 of them wrong.
Yeah.
How can you say that? That's a participation medal.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been getting those for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm with you on that. You
Yes.
know, you don't have to. There's nobody looking at you in the gym. Nobody really. People see you in the gym as much as they see you in school. You sit by me. We doing a different. We got a different path to where we're trying to go to. You just sit by me in school. You're not receiving anything from me through osmosis or anything like that. That's why it's important to have a coach.
100%.
Okay.
That's
Yes,
where it's important to have a
yes.
coach, because now you trying to punish yourself because you didn't get the place that you wanted.
Okay.
And sometimes people emotionally get charged. So I done seen people lose their mind in the backstage, bro.
Yes, I seen that.
You know, I'm like lose their mind, throwing stuff on the ground, and then now, what's the transition from that? Because we can't stop regular emotion. Regular emotion is something that's real. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but your transition from that can make you go to that, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna do 150,000 hours of cardio, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And that's when it comes to punishing yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
That's when you stop
Facts.
punishing yourself.
Yeah.
So they need people like us to be like,
Facts.
no, let's talk about the gaps that you didn't do when we were working on this whole thing. And that makes a person self-reflect. That's the transition I try to do to people.
Yes.
Not beat yourself up. Hold on, we're not gonna do that. Because you had the tools. I gave you everything. I said, here, this is what I want you to do. But you chose and picked and chose and cherry picked through this whole workout, from the meal plans to everything. I'm not gonna be with you 24 hours. I have to trust that you're gonna do what I'm asking you to do, so this formula actually works out.
Yeah.
People don't understand, when they come to us, you are now a science experiment. I have to build a hypothesis. I actually have to gather the data from my experiment and then go from there.
Yes.
And make adjustments. And then we come to our conclusion.
Agreed.
But if the conclusion is not what the hypothesis read, now we got to see the gaps into what the data actually ran. And sometimes it is you. That self-discipline is real. And people don't understand that.
The social media, oh my goodness, man. Like I can stay here all day and talk about how social media, my personal opinion, is just damaging.
100%.
Damaging fitness,
Yeah.
the fit culture, just entirely.
Yeah.
It does more harm than good. And I remember I put together someone that I'm coaching plan, and then they took that and go, well, I'm gonna use Chat GPT.
Oh.
And right, like, and not realize that exactly what you just broke down. I'm not even gonna get back into that. That whatever macros you get, these are. I'm making an assumption, a hypothesis that these should work, and we're gonna adjust these things based on what your body tells me. The information your body tells me is how I'm gonna adjust and tweak and fine tune until we get the right formula for you. And it's not a standard formula that's going to be throughout. It's going to change.
Yes.
It's going to go up. It's going to go down. We're going to pull back, push forward, but again, well, let me just go Chat GPT this thing or punch it on social media or pull Ronnie Coleman's diet and follow that. And I'm guilty of it.
Yeah.
Super guilty of it. I used to read all the muscle magazines. I'm like, okay, Kai Green is my man. So I was like, all right, imagine me at 200 pounds consuming 350 grams of protein, thinking that if I eat all this protein and all this carbs, I'm looking at, and I made a carbon copy of Kai's diet out of the muscle magazine and ate all that food, all that protein, and no, and like I was getting it down but I was training super hard. I'm here squatting 500 pounds. I'm deadlifting 600. I'm benching 405 regularly, hella strong. So I'm burning the calories, and I'm training super heavy, and I'm tearing my body up. But in my mind, I thought like at the end of this regiment, I'm gonna come out looking like, okay, half a kite. Half a kite. I thought that's what I thought the end was. If I ate like he ate and trained like he trained,
Yeah.
equals, these are gonna be my results, right? And yeah. Now imagine the look on my face when that didn't happen.
Reminds me of someone that want to be 210 on stage shredded.
Dude, he been stuffing food down his dude. Oh my God.
Yeah, and protein shakes. Yeah, I was,
Yeah.
50 grams of protein per shake, 6 meals. Like, yeah, man. Like,
Dude, they don't think. I think the word personal trainer has been so watered down and diluted to the point that people think that we're not scientists. We're pretty much. I'm not gonna say we're doctors. I'm not gonna say that. No, I ain't gonna put us on that. But I will say we're scientists because we take these certain methods. Hey, let's find a baseline.
Yes.
When I get with anybody, I'm like, do you eat 3 meals a day? They're like, no, I skip this and this and this. Well, before we even start, let's get you eating 3 meals a day, at least for a week.
yep.
Yeah.
And then come talk. Then you call me back. Some people look at me and say, oh man, you missed out on the thing. No, I didn't. I'm not gonna waste time or this person's time in even combating, why ain't looking like this? Well, I haven't stabilized the baseline yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I put people off. It's not like I'm pushing you off. I'm not all that. But at the end of the day, I don't want to waste your time. I think my time and your time is very valuable.
Correct.
So when you come to me, now you know you serious.
Yes.
So I talk to people just regular. You understand I'm a personal trainer. You understand I'm a lifestyle coach. You understand that. But I'm not going to render my services on a person that might not even be mentally ready, like we talked about.
Yes.
You have to be mentally ready to get into this.
Yeah.
So you don't fall into I gotta grind, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just want a participation medal. I just want to get on stage. I get those levels of the thought process. But at the end of the day, self-responsibility. It's called self-esteem for a reason. Because it's yourself that makes you empower yourself. I'm just here, I'm a fan.
Yes.
I just can cheer you on, but I can't do none of those push-ups. I can't do none of those pull-ups I'm asking you to do. I can't make you be disciplined when you're not around me. I can't keep you away from the temptations that you may have when you're not with me. I can only give you the formula or everything. And I only can go off of my formula if you're doing your part.
And that's the bottom line right there. It's work. No matter which way you turn this thing, it's work.
Right.
It's work that's equivalent to the work you put into it equals what you get out of it.
Man.
And it's you have to put work in all aspects of it. You have to put work in on your nutrition. You have to be consistent with the calories and the amount of food that you eat daily. You have to be consistent with the amount of training and output that you do daily. You have to be consistent with how you approach all of this mentally, how you manage this process with your life. Because like as soon as something comes up, the wind blows too hard, it's like, oh, I can't eat because I was busy today. Oh, I skipped training because, such and such come up. Yeah. And every time something happens in life, the reaction is your nutrition is out the window, your training is out the window, and this consistency is out the window. So that's the work. The work is just being consistent. It's not go sequestering yourself in isolation in a dungeon and this magic training. I've trained long enough to realize that everything works. The machines work. the dumbbells work, the barbells work. Like, oh, this exercise is better than. No, it's not. No exercise. It's based on the quality of effort that you put into it. Period.
I love that. I love that.
Everything works.
I love that. That is, you're, dude. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to
No,
stop
I
you.
mean that's really where I was getting to. But the bottom line goes back to get something that you said. It's work. The work begins. And no matter when you set your goal, I want to be like this, I want to do like this, I want to be in better shape, and then the work begins. And then the work begins. And you cannot circumvent, escape the work, or shortcut the work. Sure, there's other methods to shortcut things, right? We know that the anabolics or the Ozempic and all this other stuff. Like, sure, go ahead. Go ahead if you want to shortcut the work, but at some point, there's work that's required, and you can't circumvent that process.
I mean, speaking of the work, man, again, we're talking about, how to heal. So speaking of the work, the very last question I have is, what does real recovery looks like?
Real recovery to me is when you can look in the mirror and be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like going off of, we can talk about steroids and everything like that. You ever been in a race with your big cousin and they give you a head start and you beat him? How does it make you feel? Do you feel like you really won? And to me, you can't walk around with this appreciation that you won if you had that head start or that cheat method or that cheat code. It's kind of like playing video games too. When you used to read those books and tell you all the cheat codes and all this other stuff, did you really beat the game? How does that make you feel? Or you just went through it? So real recovery and real healing, when it meant to me, is that I know I put in the work. That's why my slogan every day was one step at a time. Because honestly, when I took off my braces, I only can take a couple of steps at a time. So I wasn't just putting in the work physically, I was actually mentally stimulating myself to know how to heal myself. Because working out was something that was natural. I played sports all my life. Yeah. So it wasn't the sport part and trying to, run faster and all that. No, I needed to really, really heal myself. And being proud of taking like 10, 15 steps, walking down the block and coming back. Dude, those was really healing moments. So when I started looking and feeling back to myself, to me, that was true healing.
Yeah, and I like that where recovery, I think recovery from individual to individual is going to be slightly different. There is a train of thought or a method of you need to take a whole day off and just kick back and relax. Or active recovery. You need to be in motion, do something to keep moving. And then there's what Rock just said, how do you personally feel about you when you look in the mirror at the beginning of the day, the end of the day? And I think a combination of all those things is a more complete answer. I always do a wellness check on myself. Get up in the morning, I look in the mirror. I love what looks back, what's looking back at me. End of the day, I look in the mirror, flash through my day. How was today? Well spent. Checked all the boxes in the direction of doing things that I want to do that makes me feel good about me. And even throughout the day, well, I'm in, I'm in the gym, I walk by a mirror, I do a quick check. Yep. And I did that the other day. I was like, man, and the thought was, man, I love myself, right? Yeah. So there is that. Like you have to feel good about you at the end of the day. The physical, now when we're talking about recovery on a physical level, your body will let you know. Your body will let you know, like, look, chill today, right? You've done, and when
it's gonna tell you sit down.
and when your body tells you chill, it's telling you chill. Like I'm okay with taking I'm a chill today because when I meant go back to the mental reflection of what did I do all day? What did I do all over the last 3, 4, 5 days? Like, whoa, man, I put some work in. Now, and I'm not fooling myself either. I'm looking in the mirror and I can see the changes in my physique and I can step on the scale and see the changes in my, like, no, you really did put some work in, listen to your body and dial it back a little bit. And then or just chill today. And then there's sometimes when it's like I like to be in motion. So sometimes it is an active form of recovery where it's like maybe I won't train, but I'll go do some cardio or I'll just get out and walk just to keep my body in motion because a object in motion stays in motion. I like to be in motion. Life is
Yes.
about evolution. Life is about living. This whole thing about I'm in bodybuilding. I'm into fitness, natural bodybuilding because of health and longevity. It's false and it's a facade. Like nothing guarantees that you're going to live.
Thank you.
Nothing guarantees that you're going to have a long life or you're not going to have complications at a certain point. Like that, nothing guarantees that. Like it's not just because of working out or the foods that you eat, like the air that you breathe, the company that you keep. Like there's so many other factors, right? People die of all ages. So the recovery for me is it's comprehensive and inclusive where there are days when okay maybe I want to be in motion maybe I don't really feel like training but I want to socialize and I find myself like let me see where Eli's at today, let me see where Rock's at. Like because I just want to be around a like-minded person and just exchange, man, how you doing, and talk about life and that to me that's recovery. So that's my comprehensive part of recovery, where it's more than just take a day off, or just just grind through, push through, and like nah, man, like it's just
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. As we wrap up this conversation right here at the royal table, at the bottom of the day is take care of yourself, recover, and everything, right? So thank you very much for that. Until next time, keep growing, keep elevating. We'll see you.